The night shift at the Kuiper Belt Monitoring Station was usually quiet. Tonight was different. Tom Wilson stared at his screen, his coffee cup frozen halfway to his mouth. The patterns he was seeing couldn't be natural. "Hey, Robert, take a look at this," he called to his colleague. The older man wheeled his chair over, his eyes narrowing as he studied the data stream. The signals were weak but clear. Artificial patterns hidden within the natural radiation of deep space. Someone, or something, was trying to be subtle, but humanity had been watching, waiting, and preparing for this moment for over a century. Within minutes, the station's AI system, Sentinel, began decoding the transmissions. The messages were encrypted, but after 50 years of studying the wreckage from the first alien scout ship, Earth's computers knew exactly what to look for. "Sir," Sentinel's calm voice filled the room. "I've detected multiple conversations between what appear to be alien vessels. They're discussing Earth." Tom's hands moved quickly across his keyboard, following standard protocol. Deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, silent alarms began to flash in the United Defense Council's command center. The council chamber was a marvel of engineering, built to survive even the worst attacks imaginable. 12 seats surrounded a circular holographic display, representing the world's united military command. As the members filed in, their faces were grim but determined. General Mark Brown, the council head, stood at his place. The hologram showed the decoded alien communications, floating in the air like ghostly text. "Ladies and gentlemen," he said, his voice steady, "what we've prepared for has finally arrived. The invasion fleet is approaching." The room remained silent as more data streamed in. The aliens weren't being as careful as they thought. Their communications revealed their plans, their numbers, and their confidence. They thought Earth would be an easy target. Colonel Lisa Parker, head of Special Operations, allowed herself a small smile. "They have no idea, do they?" "No," General Brown replied. "They don't. Our orbital defense platforms remain undetected. The Jupiter defense ring is still dark, and they haven't noticed a single one of our deep space installations." The hologram shifted, showing Earth's defensive network, thousands of satellites, weapons platforms, and monitoring stations, all hidden with technology reverse-engineered from that first alien ship. Humanity had learned its lessons well. Most importantly, added Admiral John Cooper, they haven't detected the quantum grid. He pressed a button, and new images appeared, a web of interconnected energy fields surrounding the entire solar system. The moment they enter our space, we'll know exactly where they are. In orbit above Earth, automated factories that had been hidden on the dark side of the moon for decades continued their work. Defensive systems that had been built and maintained in secret hummed with power. The training that every military force on Earth had undergone for generations was about to be put to the test. "Begin Phase 1, General Brown ordered. Around the world, underground cities began their final preparations. Military bases hidden beneath the oceans powered up their shields. In every corner of the planet, humanity's hidden strength stirred to life. Back at the monitoring station, Tom and Robert watched as more data poured in. The alien fleet was large, thousands of ships strong. They were confident, organized, and completely unaware that their every move was being watched. "Should we be worried?" Robert asked, looking at the numbers. Tom shook his head. "They think they're hunting us. They don't realize we've been waiting for them." He looked at the screen showing Earth's defensive readiness. Every system was green. Every weapon was primed. Every soldier was ready. The aliens were coming to conquer Earth. Instead, they were about to learn why humanity had earned its reputation as the most dangerous species in the galaxy. The trap was set, and the hunters were about to become the hunted. 50 years earlier, on a cold night in Nevada's desert, everything changed. A small alien scout ship, damaged and failing, crashed near an old military base. Within hours, the area was locked down. Within days, the world's greatest minds were studying technology beyond human understanding, or so the aliens thought. Jack Miller, now an old man, remembered that night clearly. He had been a young engineer then, one of the first to touch the alien metal that would change humanity's future. It wasn't just the ship, he told the gathered United Defense Council members. His weathered hands traced the holographic image floating before them. It was proof we weren't alone, and that they weren't friendly. The council chamber screen showed images from that first encounter. The alien pilot had tried to send a message before dying. Their translation systems were primitive then, but the meaning was clear. Earth was marked for invasion. That's when everything changed, Jack continued. Every nation, every military, every scientist, we all started working together. The world leaders knew we needed to be ready. Around the room, the council members nodded. The old rivalries between nations had faded when faced with the threat from the stars. Hidden facilities were built in every corner of the world. The Himalayas housed massive research labs. The Sahara Desert hid underground factories. The Amazon rainforest concealed training grounds where soldiers learned to use weapons decades ahead of their time. Area 51 was just the beginning, General Brown added. We built 50 more just like it. Each one focused on different parts of the alien technology. Weapons, shields, propulsion. We learned it all. The hologram shifted to show Earth's hidden defenses. Orbital platforms disguised as satellites. Cities built deep underground, ready to house millions. Quantum weapons that could tear apart space itself. All reverse-engineered from that single crashed ship. The aliens thought they were being clever. Jack smiled, pointing to a section of the ship's computer they'd recovered. They set their systems to self-destruct, but they didn't know about human stubbornness. We worked out how to stop it, and then we learned everything they tried to hide. In the decades that followed, humanity had prepared in secret. Every child learned combat skills in school, disguised as sports. Every new technology was developed with defense in mind. The space program publicly launched simple satellites while secretly building warships in hidden lunar bases. Colonel Parker pulled up another display, showing the quantum communication network that now spanned the solar system. Their biggest mistake was thinking we were primitive. They never imagined we could take their basic tech and improve it. Remember the Mars colony disaster 10 years ago? Admiral Cooper asked the room. The one where we lost contact for 6 months. He pressed a button, revealing images of massive military installations on the red planet. That's when we built our forward base, right under their noses. The room fell silent as recent satellite images appeared. The alien fleet was getting closer, still unaware they were being watched. Their ships were impressive, but humanity had spent 50 years preparing for this moment. We're not the same species they found 50 years ago, Jack said, his voice firm. We took their technology, improved it, and built things they never imagined. Now it's time to show them exactly what humanity can do. General Brown stood, looking at each council member in turn. The legacy project is complete. Every weapon is ready. Every soldier is trained. Every city is protected. He paused, allowing himself a small smile. Let them come. Earth isn't the easy target they think it is. Outside the council chamber, in bases and cities around the world, humanity continued its preparations. 50 years of paranoia, preparation, and technological advancement were about to pay off. The aliens were coming to conquer Earth, but they were going to find something very different from what they expected. The legacy of that first crashed ship was about to bear fruit, and the galaxy would never be the same. Admiral James stood at the center of Lunar Command, his eyes fixed on the massive display showing the approaching alien fleet. Behind him, rows of operators monitored Earth's defense systems. The moment had come. All stations, report status, he ordered. Quantum broadcast system ready. Defense grid at full power. All Earth bases standing by. Mars forward command awaiting orders. The Admiral nodded. After 50 years of preparation, humanity was about to reveal its true strength. He took a deep breath and pressed the command key on his console. Begin transmission. Across the solar system, hidden quantum transmitters activated. The message would reach every alien ship simultaneously, in their own language. Earth's first official communication with an alien species would not be a greeting. It would be a warning. To the approaching fleet, Admiral James began, his voice steady and cold. "This is Earth's United Defense Command. We've been watching you for some time now." In the alien fleet, confusion spread as screens came to life with the unexpected transmission. Their commanders rushed to battle stations, shocked that their approach had been detected. 50 years ago, you sent a scout ship to assess our world. You thought it was destroyed. You were wrong. The Admiral allowed himself a small smile. We learned everything from that ship. Everything. He gestured, and the broadcast included images of Earth's defensive capabilities. Quantum weapons platforms emerging from hidden positions around the solar system. The massive defense ring around Jupiter powering up, its energy readings off the scale. While you watched our primitive space launches, our real fleet was being built in secret. While you monitored our public communications, our quantum network spread throughout the galaxy. The Admiral's voice grew harder. And while you planned your invasion, we planted weapons on your own worlds. That last revelation caused chaos in the alien fleet. Their own security systems began detecting previously hidden human devices on their ships, in their bases, even on their homeworld. Humanity had been busy. "Here are our terms," Admiral James continued. "You will halt your advance. You will acknowledge Earth as a sovereign power. You will share all your technological and scientific knowledge freely. In return, we will not activate the weapons we've placed in your core worlds." In Lunar Command, the operators watched as the alien fleet's formation broke apart in confusion. Their encrypted communications were filled with panic and disbelief. "To demonstrate that we're serious," the Admiral added, "look to your left." A small asteroid near the alien fleet suddenly glowed bright blue. In an instant, it vanished, transported across space by human quantum technology. When it reappeared near Jupiter, it had been split perfectly in half. That asteroid was 30 kilometers wide. "The weapon we used to cut it is one of our smaller ones." The Admiral's voice remained calm. "We have thousands more, all aimed at your fleet." The alien ships began powering up their shields, but Earth's sensors showed their panic. They hadn't expected this level of technology. They hadn't expected any resistance at all. "You have 1 hour to respond," Admiral James concluded. "If you choose war, remember, we've spent 50 years preparing for this moment. We've hidden our strength, studied your weaknesses, and built weapons you can't imagine. We're not the primitive species you thought we were." He paused for effect. "We are humanity. We turned your scout ship into an arsenal. We reversed your technology and made it better. And we're done hiding. 1 hour. Choose wisely." The transmission ended. In Lunar Command, everyone waited. The alien fleet had stopped advancing, their ships holding position just beyond Mars' orbit. "Sir," one of the operators called out, "we're detecting massive energy readings from their ships. They're powering down their weapons." Admiral James nodded. "They're realizing what we've known for 50 years. It's better to have humanity as an ally than an enemy." The solar system fell silent as the aliens considered their options. But everyone in Lunar Command knew. The real silence was just humanity waiting to see if they needed to prove just how dangerous they could be. Mars Base 1 had been transformed into neutral ground for the meeting. Commander Bill Thomas watched through reinforced windows as the alien shuttle descended. The red dust of Mars swirled around its landing gear as it touched down. "All defense systems ready." His earpiece crackled. "Just in case." "Acknowledged," he replied quietly. "But let's hope we don't need them." The alien ship was sleek and beautiful, all curved lines and shimmering metal. It was twice the size of Earth's diplomatic shuttle, clearly meant to impress. Bill smiled. They still didn't understand. 3 aliens emerged from their ship. They were tall, with blue-tinted skin and 4 arms each. Their environmental suits were elaborate, covered in blinking lights and sensors. The leader wore markings that seemed to indicate high rank. Bill stepped out to meet them, wearing a simple black uniform with Earth's new military insignia, a planet with a shield. His environment suit was thin and flexible, using technology reverse-engineered from their own designs. "Welcome to Mars," he said, his words automatically translated by the quantum communicator in his suit. "I'm Commander Thomas, Earth's representative." The alien leader stepped forward. "I am High Commander of the fleet." The translation came through clearly. "We did not expect this level of development from your species." Bill gestured toward the base's entrance. "There's a lot you didn't expect about us. Please, follow me." The meeting room was large and circular, with windows looking out over the Martian landscape. As they sat down, holographic displays activated around them, showing the current positions of both fleets. "You've been watching Earth for decades," Bill began. "Tell me, what did you see?" The High Commander shifted uncomfortably. "We saw primitive rockets, basic satellites, simple radio communications, nothing that suggested this." He gestured at the advanced technology surrounding them. "We learned from history," Bill explained. "Every time advanced civilizations met less advanced ones on Earth, it ended badly for the less advanced group. So when we found your scout ship, we decided to appear weak while growing strong." The aliens exchanged looks. "The scout ship," one of them said. "It was meant to self-destruct. How did you stop it?" Bill smiled. "That was our first breakthrough. Once we understood your technology, improving it was just a matter of time. Humans are very good at taking ideas and making them better." He pressed a button, and new holograms appeared. Earth's true defense network, the underground cities, the quantum weapon platforms. The aliens' eyes widened as they saw the full extent of human preparation. "But how?" the High Commander asked. "We monitored your world constantly. We should have seen." "You saw what we wanted you to see," Bill interrupted. "While you watched our space stations, our real work was happening in underground bases. While you monitored our radio waves, we were using quantum communications copied from your technology. Every time you looked at Earth, we showed you exactly what you expected to see." The third alien, who had been quiet until now, spoke up. "You come from a death world," it said. "High gravity, extreme temperatures, dangerous wildlife. We thought this made you primitive. We were wrong." Bill nodded. "Earth's challenges made us stronger. We had to be clever to survive, to adapt. When we found your ship, we adapted again. Simple as that." The meeting continued for hours. The aliens learned about humanity's true capabilities, their hidden strengths, their determination. With each revelation, their posture became less aggressive and more respectful. As the meeting ended, the High Commander made one final observation. "You could have destroyed us at any time in the past decade. Why didn't you?" Bill stood by the window, looking at the red Martian desert. "Because we're not conquerors. We just wanted to make sure nobody would ever conquer us. There's a difference." The aliens left Mars that day with a new understanding. They had come expecting to find an easy target. Instead, they found a species that had turned their own technology against them, all while maintaining a perfect mask of innocence. Humanity wasn't just ready for the galaxy. They had been ready for years. The space between Mars and Jupiter had been cleared for the demonstration. Admiral James stood on the bridge of Earth's flagship, the Defender watching as the alien fleet positioned itself at a safe distance. They were about to learn exactly what humanity could do. "All systems ready, sir," reported Captain Mike from his station. "The Jupiter defense ring is powered up." "Begin the demonstration," the Admiral ordered. "Let's show them everything." The first display of power was simple but effective. A swarm of tiny black dots emerged from hiding spots around Mars. Millions of nanobots, each smaller than a fingernail, formed into complex shapes in space. First a perfect sphere, then an exact copy of the alien flagship. "These are our repair units," Admiral James explained over the comm link to the watching alien fleet. They can rebuild a destroyed ship in hours, or, if needed, tear one apart in minutes. The alien ship's sensors went wild as they detected the advanced technology. Their own nanotech was primitive in comparison. Next came the weapons demonstration. A series of empty cargo containers had been positioned as targets. The Defender's main gun powered up, its quantum core humming with energy. This technology, the Admiral continued, was based on your scout ship's engine design. We made some improvements. The beam that shot out wasn't the simple energy weapon the aliens expected. Instead, it bent space itself, creating a temporary wormhole that cut the target in half. Both pieces disappeared into separate quantum fields, then reappeared thousands of kilometers apart. Quantum torpedoes, Captain Mike announced, launching the next demonstration. Small missiles shot out from Earth's ships. Instead of explosions, they created fields of distorted gravity. Any ship caught in such a field would have its own gravity turned against it, crushing it from the inside. But the real surprise came next. The Jupiter Defense Ring, hidden in the gas giant's rings for decades, activated. Energy patterns spread between hundreds of satellites, forming a web of power around the largest planet in the solar system. This, Admiral James said with pride, is our main defensive weapon. We call it the Shield of Sol. The ring pulsed once. A wave of quantum energy spread out, passing harmlessly through Earth's ships, but causing every system on the alien vessels to temporarily shut down. When their power returned, the aliens found their targeting systems had been completely reprogrammed. A single pulse from the ring can rewrite any computer system within range, the Admiral explained. We can shut down your engines, disable your weapons, or even take control of your ships, all without firing a shot. The demonstration continued. Gravity manipulation weapons that could tear apart asteroids, stealth systems that made ships completely undetectable, defense shields that could absorb any known weapon. And now, Admiral James said, the technology we're most proud of. A small probe launched from the Defender. As it activated, space itself seemed to ripple around it. Suddenly, similar ripples appeared near every alien world in their home systems, revealing hidden human satellites that had been watching them for years. Quantum entanglement technology, the Admiral explained. Distance means nothing. We can deploy weapons anywhere in the galaxy instantly. The alien fleet remained silent. Their sensors were overwhelmed by the display of advanced technology, much of it beyond their current understanding. Remember, Admiral James concluded, everything we've shown you today came from studying one crashed scout ship. Imagine what we could accomplish together instead of against each other. As the demonstration ended, the alien ships remained motionless. Their comm channels were filled with urgent discussions in their own language. They had come expecting to find an easy target. Instead, they found a species that had surpassed them in many ways. Captain Mike turned to Admiral James. Do you think they got the message, sir? The Admiral watched as the alien ships began powering down their weapons. Yes, Captain, I believe they did. Sometimes the best way to avoid a war is to prove you've already won it. The stars seemed to shine brighter as humanity's true power was finally revealed to the galaxy. The age of hiding was over. Aboard the alien flagship, chaos reigned. The High Council of the Federation had gathered through holographic projections, their forms flickering as they argued about humanity's demands. Earth's display of power had shaken their confidence to its core. "They're lying," shouted one council member, his four arms moving in agitation. "No species could advance this quickly." "The evidence is right in front of us," another countered, pointing to the replay of Earth's demonstration. "They took our technology and improved it in ways we never imagined." The High Commander stood silently, watching Earth through the ship's viewport. The blue planet looked peaceful from here, but now they knew better. Behind that calm exterior lay enough firepower to reshape the galaxy. On the Defender, Admiral James waited patiently. Earth's sensors picked up every word of the aliens' debate. their supposedly secure communications as clear as day to human quantum systems. "They're scared," Captain Mike observed, standing beside the Admiral. "Not just of our weapons, but of what we represent." "Good," the Admiral replied. "Fear will keep them honest, but we're offering them something better than fear." The alien debate continued for hours. Some wanted to retreat and return with a larger fleet. Others suggested surrendering completely. A few even proposed trying to fight, despite the obvious suicide such an action would be. Finally, a new hologram appeared in both ships. It showed the Federation's Grand Leader, speaking from their home world thousands of light years away. "Humans," the Grand Leader began, "you have given us much to consider. Your achievements are impressive. Your preparations, thorough. But what guarantees do we have that you won't use these weapons against us in the future?" Admiral James stepped forward. "The same guarantee you have right now. We could have destroyed you at any time in the past decade. We didn't. We don't want war. We want equality." The Grand Leader's multiple eyes blinked slowly. "You ask for full membership in the Federation, equal standing with races that have been spacefaring for thousands of years." "Yes." The Admiral's voice was firm. "We've earned it. Not through age, but through innovation and determination. You've seen what we can do with just one damaged scout ship. Imagine what we could accomplish as allies." Silence fell across both ships. The choice was simple: accept humans as equals, or risk becoming their enemies. "There is another matter," the Grand Leader said carefully. "Our scans show your quantum technology has already spread throughout the galaxy. Those hidden satellites are staying right where they are." Admiral James finished. "Consider them our insurance policy. We won't use them unless we have to." More nervous murmuring from the Council. They had never encountered a species that held such a strong position in their first negotiations. "Your terms are clear," the Grand Leader finally said. "Equal membership, full sharing of technology, and your defensive network remains in place." "Those are our terms," the Admiral confirmed. "You have 1 hour to decide. After that." He let the threat hang unspoken. The next hour was tense. On Earth, billions watched and waited. In underground cities and orbital stations, troops stood ready. The Jupiter defense ring hummed quietly, prepared for either peace or war. Finally, the Grand Leader spoke again. "We have reached a decision." A pause that seemed to last forever. "The Federation accepts your terms. Welcome, humanity, as full and equal members of the galactic community." Admiral James allowed himself a small smile. "A wise choice. We look forward to working together." As the diplomats began working out the details, Captain Mike turned to his commander. "Sir, do you think they would have really tried to fight if we hadn't been ready?" "Without doubt," the Admiral replied, watching the alien ships power down their weapons. "But that's the beauty of being prepared. Sometimes the best victories are the battles you never have to fight." The choice had been made. Humanity would enter the galactic stage not as conquered subjects, but as equals. Their paranoia, preparation, and patience had paid off in ways no one could have imagined 50 years ago. The galaxy would never be the same. 1 month after the Federation's decision, Earth had changed. Ships from 100 alien worlds filled the skies, no longer as invaders but as visitors and traders. The planet's cities gleamed with new technology, shared freely under the peace agreement. Admiral James stood in the new Galactic Defense Council chamber, built inside a massive space station orbiting Earth. Representatives from 20 major spacefaring races sat around the table. Humans held 5 of the 20 seats. "The defense grid reports all clear," he announced to the Council. "Trade routes are secure from Earth to the Andromeda Arm." The alien representatives nodded in approval. In just 1 month, human quantum technology had made space travel safer than ever before. Pirates and raiders found themselves caught in Earth's detection nets, their ships disabled before they could strike. "Earth's defense systems have exceeded expectations," the High Commander admitted. He had become one of humanity's strongest supporters. 3 trade ships were saved just yesterday when their engines failed. The human repair nanites reached them within minutes. Down on Earth, the changes were even more dramatic. The underground cities had become centers of learning, where humans and aliens worked together. Old alien technology merged with human innovations, creating things neither species had dreamed possible. In orbit, Jack Miller watched from his office window as ships came and went. At 90 years old, he was one of the few who remembered the first alien ship. Now he served as Earth's chief of technology exchange. Another delegation requesting Earth's help, his assistant reported. The Rim worlds want protection from raiders. They're offering mining rights to 30 systems. Jack smiled. Tell them we'll help. But no payment needed. Just fair trade and honest friendship. This was happening more and more. Smaller alien worlds, seeing how Earth had stood up to the Federation, came seeking alliances. They didn't want Earth's weapons. They wanted Earth's protection. At the Mars Diplomatic Center, Commander Bill Thomas met with yet another alien species. These were new silicon-based life forms who had watched Earth's rise with great interest. Your world went from finding a crashed scout ship to becoming a major power in 50 years, their leader said through a translator. We wish to learn from you. The secret wasn't just technology, Bill explained. It was unity. When we knew we weren't alone, old human rivalries seemed pointless. We worked together, prepared together. In the Kuiper Belt, where it all began, Tom Wilson still monitored deep space. But now he worked alongside alien colleagues, teaching them how Earth had improved their detection systems. The quantum grid picks up everything, he explained to a young alien trainee. No ship can move in the galaxy without us knowing. That's why trade is booming. Everyone knows they're safe. Back in the council chamber, Admiral James reviewed the latest reports. Earth's influence had spread faster than anyone expected, not through conquest or force, but through innovation and cooperation. There's a saying on Earth, he told the assembled representatives. Peace through strength. We built our strength not to dominate, but to ensure peace. The alien members nodded in understanding. They had learned that humans were different. Where other species sought power to control, humans had sought power to protect. It made them valuable allies. As the sun set over Earth, billions of humans looked up at skies filled with alien ships and felt no fear. Their long preparation had paid off in ways no one could have predicted. They had earned their place among the stars not through age or tradition, but through determination and foresight. A toast. Jack Miller raised his glass in his office, looking at the Earth below. To the scout ship that crashed 50 years ago. They came to study us in secret. And instead, Admiral James finished from the council chamber. They gave us the keys to the galaxy. The stars seemed brighter now, filled with friends instead of threats. Humanity had taken its place among the great civilizations of space, not as conquerors, not as subjects, but as equals who had earned their place through preparation, innovation, and the wisdom to know that true strength lies in how you use your power. The galaxy had indeed changed forever, and it was just the beginning.